How's it going, Quake? Good to see you. Alrighty. So yeah, I'm new. I'll have to refund you your points. How do they do that again? I think it's rewards. Slash rewards? No, it wasn't that. Q rewards? Okay, yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. That's cool. That's cool. Okay, cool. All right, let's see who wins. We're gonna draw. We're gonna draw. Is this the guy that was just saying, "Hey, how do I win this thing?" It is. It is the guy. Look at that. Holy shit. Congratulations. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm new. We'll book. We'll book. I'm not sure if I have time this week, but maybe next week. Next week, Thursday, is probably best. I'm noob, if you're free then. Alright, so here's how it's going to work. Hop into the waiting room and I'll pull you in. Do you have VOD already set? Oh, yeah, here you are. Perfect. Haven, Clove, Diamond 1. Excellent. You're going to pop on into the waiting room right above live coaching. Right here, and I'll pull you in. There you are. How's it going, my friend?
Hello.
Congratulations on your win.
Yeah.
All right, so you can see the stream on Discord, so you can just follow that. That's going to be more of a live version. Tell us a little about yourself. How long you've been playing for? What are your goals? And what do you struggle with?
I just want to clarify that I'm not from USA or England, so my English maybe it's a bit bad.
Okay. I'll speak slow. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So tell us a bit about yourself and what do you struggle with?
Well, I would say that mainly I struggle with movement and consistency because I think my aim right now it's on a good term, but like not every game. Some games I have incredible aim and other ones I have horrible aim. And I think it's because my movement and sometimes my cursor placement.
Mm-hmm. Do you find you fail a lot?
Well, I don't think I feel because I mainly play Clove or Omen and sometimes Chamber of Phoenix.
Yeah, Clove or Omen? I don't even see Omen here. Is this your...
I played a lot since that day, I think.
Okay. First things first, you want a game block, okay? In the game block, you're going to warm up, and that's going to be about no more than 30 minutes. Like, it can be less than that, right? 15 minutes is fine, okay? Then you're going to play 3 to 5 games, and then you're going to VOD review one of those games. That's your gaming block. That should be about 3 to 4 hours. If these are all games that you played like that day, then you're playing way too much, and you're probably not even considering all the things that you're doing right or wrong, right? This is where VOD review comes in, because then what you can do is you take a break, and if you have a lot of time that day, just go and play another gaming block, another block like this. You warm up, you know, you basically repeat the same thing, and then you VOD review, and that way you're actually looking for answers rather than just smacking your head against the keyboard hoping for a better result, right? Yeah. You gotta learn what it is that you're doing. So getting this VOD review today is going to help give you that perspective on what you're supposed to do in the VOD review and all that good stuff. But yeah, so if you're playing a lot of, you said you play a lot of Omen and Clove, is that right?
More Clove than Omen, but yes.
Okay, so what I want you to do is focus on 2 agents as well. Okay, so gaming blocks, so that you're actually like focused on improvement versus just playing games and just like hopefully I get to where I want to go. Right? It's like a ship without a course. Pretend you're a ship, okay? And you're like, I want to get to Europe. Let's say this is Europe. Sorry. I know it looks shit. My European people, I know it looks shit. Okay? I get it. I understand. I'm not... But let's say that you want to get to Europe, okay? And you have 2 boats. One has a chartered course that gets right to Europe. The other one says, well, fuck it, we'll see what happens. Which one's going to be more successful? The chartered course, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Fuck it, we ball or charter a course. Let's actually figure out what it is that we're doing wrong. Okay. 2 agents, important. Next part. Okay. The reason why I say 2 agents is because you're going to develop consistency through using those agents. You're not just going to have like random things all over the place and you're going to be like inconsistent because you don't know where you're supposed to throw your utility and how to be effective with that. So stick to 2 agents. Later on, once we get to Immortal and Radiant, we're going to be focusing on a role. Okay, getting really good at a role because you want to be marketable for a team. That's eventually that's your end game content. So you want to be like, I'm a really good smokes agent or a really good controller. Okay, and then people are gonna be like, cool, I want to pick this guy up for the controller role because he knows how to play the role. Okay, that's when we'll start branching out a little bit more. But you got to earn that. So right now, let's get to the rank that we need to get to become competitive. 2 agents is what I would focus on. If it's going to be Clove and Reyna, make it Clove and Reyna. Or if it's going to be Clove and Omen, make it Clove and Omen. But don't do this whole thing where it's like, okay, I'm going to start filling now, right? Because now you're just throwing a random cipher in there, and you probably have like a combined total of 10 hours of cipher, and you're like, I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do with cipher, right? So now you're putting yourself in a disadvantage. Now, here's the thing. When it comes to filling, is it ideal to have a sentinel on a team? Is it ideal? Yes or no? Would you say it's a good thing? Yeah, it's usually a good thing. Can you win without a sentinel?
Well, that depends on the comp of the other team, I would say, but
you can, right?
You can.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to get to you too, right? Because if you had to choose between you filling a sentinel role like Cypher and not being great at it, or just putting a Clove in there as an addition, which one do you think you'll perform better on?
I would say that Clove because I don't know many things about Cypher. Like
Hey,
I can
there you
put
go.
the trips correctly, but I don't know lineups and things like that.
Yeah. So your chances of winning in that ranked game is probably way higher just going Clove. Okay.
Yeah.
So consider that, right? If it's been proven that you can win without a sentinel, which by the way, VCT teams have won without sentinels several times, right? Then you don't need it. You don't have to have it. It's nice to have it, but you don't have to have it. How often is mental a problem for you?
Usually not much, but there's certain games that I've been facing mental problems, like struggling because I have a horrible performance, and I think, how is that possible? Because like my gaming routine, it's as I told you, the Amsterdam method I put it on the notes, and it takes me like an hour, and after I play 2 to 3 games, and if I play bad, I'm like, I wasted an hour, and then I'm just struggling with my aim. That is the main focus of the training.
You train for an hour?
Yeah, normally.
And then you go into a game?
I do the aim labs, that is like 20 minutes, a bit more, maybe. Then the bots, like you shoot some bots moving, standing, and with abilities, like ult and ISO shield, to get a bit of aim, and then you go 3 DMs with Vandal, 1 with Sheriff.
Okay, I'm just writing notes down because I have points I want to talk about. I don't want to spend too much time on, so I want to get into the gameplay. But the other thing I wanted to talk about, hang on. Oh God. Okay, let's start with this, and I'll move on. I've lost it. Okay, do you ever work out?
Workout in
the gym?
In the gym, you mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Okay. Have you ever lifted heavy before?
I won't say so. I normally do more stuff like push-ups and things like that.
Okay. This
calisthenics, I think.
Okay, so this analogy might not work for you, but I'll try my best. Okay. Let's pretend that you're going to deadlift. You know deadlifting?
Yeah.
Let's pretend you're going to deadlift 500 pounds. Okay. How would you warm up for that deadlift? Do you have an idea?
Not much, but
okay. Let me ask you this: to warm up for that deadlift, would you run 5 miles before lifting that thing?
No.
Okay. So why would you aim train an hour and then go and play ranked? Because that's the equivalent. You're basically running cardio and wasting a ton of energy and then going to play ranked. Wouldn't you be tired?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right? So we got to think of it logically, right? The way that I like to do it is I would separate my days into training days and to competition days. In the competition days, I'm doing a warm-up. That warm-up is no longer than 30 minutes. If it goes longer than 30 minutes, then I'm probably not going to play comp that day because it's just not working.
Yeah.
Okay? In training, I could be like, mechanical, I want to focus on this. I'm going to spend 2 hours on it. And I might break it up over the course of a day, right? And just really train it. But I'm never going to end up using any energy towards comp because it's all going to be dedicated towards training, right? So that's an important thing. Another way of looking at this is you wouldn't do cardio before you lift any heavy weight because you're wasting energy, right? You would do cardio at the end of it. So you could say, I'm going to do competition, but then I'm going to train the rest of the night, right? I'll train the aim at the rest of the night because I don't need to have, peak performance. I don't have to time myself up for peak performance at that moment, okay? Yep. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about, so that's something to think about. The other thing I want you to think about is why or how do you judge performance? You said sometimes I perform bad. What does that mean? How do you judge performance?
Normally when I whiff a lot and if I'm getting like destroyed by the enemy. Like sometimes it's just like maybe not my aim is bad, but the enemy team is killing me like if I were a bot. It doesn't matter like if I were holding or I was picking, they just one tap me and I do nothing on the round.
Okay, so you have some recency bias issues there. So something bad happens and immediately that becomes your identity. That's a problem, right? Because you're forgetting all the good that you've done in this game and all the good you're still capable of, right? There's probably been rounds where you've done really, really well. And there's, Wujin used to say, train before bad thoughts. That's basically what I'm saying, Bronk. It's like you're doing it outside of your competition hours. So I agree with Wujin. You're going based off of like what just happened and you're making yourself that identity, right? You aren't the moment, right? And you're still a constant work in progress no matter what. Let me give you an example and proof of why. When you first started playing this game, were you as good as you are now as you were then, or did you get better? Yeah, you're way better, right? Right?
Yeah, I was like around 3 and I used to use the knife Kaio because I thought I would kill people with the knife.
Right, exactly. So it's important that you repeat this to you. I am not this moment. I'm a culmination of multiple moments. And there'll be many more moments in my career that can define me. But this single one moment will not define me. Okay, that's your mantra. I would recommend that you end up like writing that down. I'll clip it for you. Someone clip that real quick. If you could in chat, that'd be amazing. Just clip that moment for him. Send him a link if you can. That'd be great. And yeah, so that's a big factor right there. It's because it's a mental shift. You are not the moment, right? Now, the other thing that you may judge performance on is what we're seeing right here on the screen. This is why I asked you, do you have a problem with mental? Which you do to a degree, right? You might look at your stats and say, I'm getting a 0.9 KD. I'm not doing well. All right. And everyone has a different definition of what well is based on KD. Some people might say like, oh, it needs to be a 2.0. Or some people might say, I need to have a 3.0, right? Whatever it is, right? Yours might be, I need to have a 1.0, okay? To be considered good. That would be your measurement. Everyone has a different measurement for that, right? The point being is that when we marry ourselves to stats, we end up getting frustrated a lot of times when we look at numbers. I'll give you an example. The best game that I ever competed in, the best game that I remember, that I will remember to my dying day, is a game where we played on paper against another team that should have absolutely crushed us in WCG. And everyone was predicting the power rankings, so we wouldn't even have a chance against this team. We ended up winning. And I'll never forget the scoreline that I had. It was 6-13. 6-13, okay? Right away, you'll probably say to yourself, well, Worthy, why would you ever say that was the best game you've ever played? That's a 6-13, right? It's a negative score, right? Bad score, right? Would you agree?
Yeah.
What if I told you those 6 frags were all 1v1 round wins? Those were all clutches. Every single one of those frags were clutches that won us 6 rounds. Would that change that outlook on that scoreline?
Yes.
My stats are bad, but I won us 6 rounds. All of a sudden, it changes everything. So can you see how a number can be misleading?
Yeah.
So here's the thing. I say this to everyone that comes in here. Delete the in-game tracker. Stop looking at it. You'll start seeing ranks of the previous team and be like, oh no, we're playing against an Ascendant 3. I've only ever gotten to Ascendant 2. This guy's probably really good, right? And he's closet playing. Oh no. Now you're telling yourself a story, right? Or you might have the story of, oh, these guys are all diamonds and plats. I should be able to beat them easily. And then as soon as something bad happens, you say, oh, I can't believe I'm losing to diamonds and plats. I can't believe this is happening to me. Well, that's working against you as well, right? Everything that this shows you in game is making it worse for you on the mental side. You may think it doesn't affect you. I promise you it does. In some way, shape, or form. Even if it's positive energy, that feeds into ego a lot, right? And you start telling yourself a story about how the game should be going. Like I look at how, how many times my teammates have won. Well, we have an average win rate of 48% to 53%. That means we're going to lose this game. Fuck. Oh no, our average KD is 1-3 and theirs might be a little bit higher. Ah, fuck. Right? We're going to get screwed this game. You're telling yourself stories ahead of time before the game even begins. Right? Take this away. True. Take it away. It's a net negative. Okay? Delete it. So you're thinking mechanics is mostly what's causing the problem, like movement and stuff like that?
Yeah, I think my movement is not as good as it should be for my rank. I have an Immortal Thief friend that played on tier 3, if I'm not wrong, and he normally told me that my movement is quite bad sometimes, and that I should get better on it.
Yeah, you might be predictable, which is a possibility, right? So we'll see. We'll hone in on movement and see if that's like the key thing. I'll go through a lot of it and just see where the roots are. I recommend you take notes and try to keep a tally on every error that I bring up and see like what is the highest error, highest worry that we need to be focusing on. I would rather see you smoke here in the situation because they've already taken short. Yeah. And that becomes your flood smoke. Okay? Also becomes a threat for them. They have to use more utility. Because now you just conceded the space instead. The long smoke was okay in that situation. Nice job. Good awareness. Even I told himself stories and I'm not in that game. Exactly, Dokin. People watching this stream right now are saying different things about that tracker right away.
Yeah.
Your movement on that fight didn't seem that bad. Do you do a lot of ghost DMs?
No, I normally play with Vandal and Sheriff.
In deathmatch?
In the warm-up site, I told you, yeah.
Yeah, so it's one thing, if you've watched my content a lot, I talk about ghost DMs, and the reason why is because it's for movement training, right? It's about mass protocol, move, aim, stand still, shoot. So every single tap, you're moving right away, right? And you get multiple reps in a deathmatch environment because a ghost is a 2-tap weapon. So that really helps you hone in on like movement in general when you're just working through the fights. So that's one thing you can maybe add to your repertoire.
Yeah.
One HP jet.
Okay, we got a smoke problem. Let's take a look. What did he say?
I think I was saying sorry because my dog barked.
No. What did he say? What did he say here?
Can you replay that?
Yeah. I'm assuming he's saying they're rushing C or rushing C, something like that. Yeah, full hit.
He said full C.
Yeah, full C.
You want to see?
Okay, so I'm trying to see if you're ready for this lesson. I'm deciding right now. Okay, the traditional spot to throw a smoke is where you threw it. Can you think of any alternative spots where you can throw the smoke?
Maybe I can throw the smoke between the above smoke. I mean, because if they rushing, they will probably go
Right
out
here?
anyway of the smoke. Yeah. Maybe
Yeah.
putting it there would be greater.
This
So
is
I
the
can take a space on backside.
This is the first thought I had. Okay?
Yeah.
Because now you have a spot where you can start flooding into the site. All right? This kills your KJ, but this is on KJ as well for positioning. Here's another option. Actually, let's see if you can figure out the other option. So you're right. What's the other option you had?
I don't really know.
Okay. How do I want to teach this? Do I want to give you an example? We're not worthy. I might give you an example. Similar. It was me playing 2 years ago. Video and behind us, you're good.
Down, attacker spawn.
So I can find it. Backing off. Wasn't here. Might have been earlier. Yeah, here it is. Okay, watch this. Have a smoke behind you if you need it.
KJ Molly.
Got your tray.
They're rushing C, just so that you get the context. Why would I throw a smoke like that?
Maybe so Jet can play around it.
So the jet can
Like
play
if he
around it
needs
and stay
to-
alive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I am going to suggest as a potential is you throw this one near the KJ. And I'm not sure what KJ has for a weapon because I didn't look. But this is also another factor, right? If you know that they have a shotgun, for example, you can throw a smoke that they can play in and around. And now that team has to clear that. That keeps KJ alive a little bit longer, which also doubles as kind of like a flood smoke because they have to deal with this before they can even move into backside, right?
Yeah.
So that's where my mind comes from, right? And a lot of that stuff.
One HP jet.
They had a classic there, I think.
Yeah. I think
Yeah, so you can say, I'm smoking for you, I'm smoking for you, I'm dropping a smoke on you. And then like they play around that smoke.
55 for me.
And more often than not, team players love this shit. They love it because they're like, oh my god, you just saved the fuck out of me and now I have a chance to get like 1 or 2, right? So this is as a controller, this is like a controller mind coming in, right? And I'm always looking at where I'm feeling and looking where my teammates are and thinking about these things ahead of time. Like, if this happens here, I can react this way, right? So I think the easiest one is going to be throwing a smoke where you immediately said to throw the smoke because they're probably already going to take C anyway. But that would be another one that you can maybe look for in the future as well. Does that make sense?
Play on site. Knowing that they will go. Must see.
In that one, I don't think you had the time for the KJ, but it's just something I want you to think about and consider.
On window.
Nada de mirar. Nada de mirar.
in the smoke. Garage.
KJ clearly likes to play in the smokes. Okay.
On my TP mid. On window.
How's it going, Muffin?
Nada de mirar.
In the smoke. Garage.
I don't think you do anything necessarily wrong here. This guy hits a really good shot. I don't think this is a mistake by any means.
Minus 74.
I think you played that the way I would have played it. You hit a good shot.
Esta trayectoria es mucho mejor.
Anyway.
I have no problem with it.
I'm
Let's see. Going for another buy here. No armor? You have $400, don't you?
I think I was complaining about the Omen on that second because I thought he killed me jumping.
¿Quién me pilla un arma?
He did. It is what it is.
Can someone
Yeah.
drop me the shield, please?
Gracias.
Thanks.
That shit will happen all the time. Here's the thing. Karma runs deep. You'll probably end up doing it at some point during this game against someone else. Okay? It'll pay back.
Two mid and window.
He went for the fight, Bronk, so that's why he didn't throw a smoke on window.
Nada de mirar.
Garage.
So it was fine.
Oh my garage, tío. 46.
Flash.
I'm not sure what we're doing here. What's the plan here?
Was the thing is that maybe somebody came like Omen with a TP can go inside the connection from garage to C because I heard that TP and
The turret would pick that up though too, though, right?
yeah, that's true.
So I guess what I'm looking at here is I feel like you're not doing anything. Okay?
Yeah, I'm just standing there.
Yeah, and now your KJ is fighting a war on garage. And is there a way that we could help
Oh my garage,
KJ?
tío.
Right.
46.
Could be wrap and like fight in this angle sort of thing. Be a little more aggressive.
Os encontraré. Dos marcados. Marcada con Spike colocada. Tenemos a uno.
Grab that gun from Omen. There you go.
Tiro.
Don't like that smoke. Okay.
Yeah, it was a bit rushed.
Yeah, it was almost like instantaneous. I'm just gonna throw a smoke on there.
Fuck out, smoke.
Why is that
Also
smoke
think there's
bad?
a gap on the left because we didn't know if they were playing side or long.
Yeah, and now here's the other thing. You're gonna go for the tap, right? If they don't
Yeah.
spam you, they can just run through the smoke like this.
Yeah,
But if you throw a smoke on the bomb and you tap it and they whiff, they have to run into your smoke. Now pressure's on them to you're defusing the bomb.
Queda un enemigo.
9 times out of 10, and I might be being generous, you throw smoke on the bomb in that situation. Go up and clear the site, and then smoke the bomb as soon as you can. Okay?
okay.
We have a lot of smoke situations here. And some aren't necessarily mistakes. They're just like ill-timed or not great placements right now.
Mierda, he perdido mi
The jumping gunfight, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is. You can't deal with that. The other one's really tough
Omen mid.
to win on.
nada de mirar.
Why the Marshall?
I wanted to one tap the guy picking on window because they pick like 3 rounds, and my idea was to kill the guy that picks to be a 4 versus 5 and then go back.
I've had 2 examples now where your reaction time has been challenging, I think. What's your reaction time? Average reaction time? Do you know what it is?
Yeah, I know, but I don't know the exact number.
You can
I
do a
would say
test.
that Probably.
Do a reaction time test right now. Just look it up on Google.
I think I did one time and it was like 180.
Okay, so you're not bad. So that's fine. So then my next question would be is where are you looking when you are holding this angle? Where are you looking? Where are
I'm
your
looking
eyes?
too close. I mean, I should be looking on the edge of the wall, not the crosshair, because that way
Yeah,
I'm faster.
correct. So would you think that you're looking here? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, I would probably say that.
Yeah. So that being said, I would hold this closer and I would stare right here. And as soon as that thing turns a different color, I shoot. Because you know they're going to strafe out. That's me personally. That's how I would deal with that. This is a very wide swing that you're holding for. Right?
Omen mid.
Nada de mirar.
Your reaction time's fine.
¿Dónde está?
You're above the average player. Average player is 2.5.
People short.
This is the problem with buying a Marshall, right? You're set up for that first fight, and then what do you do with it afterwards? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
Now here's the other thing. The core function of a Marshall is not necessarily to get frags or headshots on your ecos. It's to do damage. Okay? That's your main priority. If you body shot someone, they're now going to have half HP or even less than that. And now a sheriff can one-tap them. That's the focus, right? So you're here to do a lot of damage to armor more than anything. That's your bare ass minimum. If you can get a headshot, great. But like your bare ass minimum is getting the damage. Do you know if my mouse LOD should be set to? I have no idea. Kanzak, I am not great with that stuff. I would message Fiero in Discord. He's one of my moderators. He's very good at it. This is why it's like, you know, I'd rather see you just make sure you hit that shot on the Omen and cost them $1,000 to redo their shields. Okay? So your focus as a Marshal, your mission is basically just to do as much damage as you can. Not necessarily to get frags. That's where you get your value. Because you're setting everyone else up for success with the Marshal. With the Outlaw, you can go for the frag. Right? 1, 2, and then they're dead.
How? They didn't spot me. They hit me, but...
So I'd submit to you that you're using your Marshal like an Outlaw. To a degree.
yeah.
Right? This is why I always say, like, you have to use and treat your weapons like they're tools, right? So if a tool doesn't suit the purpose of what you're trying to accomplish, or you're using it for something different, then you don't use that tool, all right? Like if you're thinking I'm gonna go fragging with the Marshal, yeah, you can. I'm not saying you can't, but it's inefficient compared to what another weapon could be, right?
Yeah.
You were streaming on this one. And this is an important thing to talk about too. I don't know how many people watch your stream regularly, but this becomes a distraction. Yeah. Like if you're trying...
I don't see that on my screen.
Okay.
Like, I have to tab to watch it. I don't have a second monitor, so I just have to tab.
Yeah, as a streamer, you should have your chat open somehow. You don't have to have a second monitor, but you can have it on your phone or something like that.
It was more like to have a record because I'm doing a road to immortal, so I don't really think people watch me. Indeed, yesterday, it was yesterday, I think, I got win traded because people entered my stream to win 15 bucks. I didn't think that could happen to me because I have like 1 or 2 viewers, but they win traded me 2 games.
Yeah. Well,
it was strange.
Yeah. My feedback on this is that I would rather you schedule time to stream and then also have time to focus on a game yourself. Like have 2 accounts if you want, and like you can actually lock into getting better, or than having a stream account if you want. So if you want to do this like gold to immortal thing, that's fine, but I would probably have it on a separate account, and then, you know, separate your times where you're trying to focus and get better, and your times when you're just streaming to people. That's my own personal preference on it. I think a lot of people would also agree with me on that. Yeah, I don't like this. I know what you're trying to do. Oh, man. Oh, God. You're just, yeah.
On the left.
Oh, I know what you're trying to do, and it's a really bad mindset to have. You went in overhealed and you said, fuck, I gotta get some value on this overheal, right? That's what you said to yourself. I need to make sure that I'm using this thing for some form of value. Value has already been guaranteed. You've got the 4v3 right now, okay? It's so important on your decision making to always put the team first. Okay? Does this support my team, or does it hurt them? That's a macro decision. The worst case scenario, you walk through here and you chase this kill down, you die and make it a 3v3. That's against the macro. It's against the number situation you've been provided. I don't care that you've popped this. Okay? You fulfilling your micro desire of getting value on utility does not supersede the team's need for maintaining a 4v3. Okay? That's so important to understand. If this is the problem, you need to question why you popped it in the first place. That's where the error comes in. Right? If your intention was to leave this fight altogether, why would you take it? Right?
I think I took it because I was 1 HP and I wanted to go out alive, just in case they shoot me through the smoke.
Yeah, okay, so that's fine.
not sure.
Then you wanted to go out alive, so then don't throw your life away after that. You got
Yeah.
alive, right? But don't give it right back. This is just like it's such a gift right now. Natsova's just licking his chops right now. Thank you for making a 3v3. Luckily your fade trades, right? But that was silly. That was definitely a decision-making error right there, right? And decision-making, again, comes from how does my decision affect my team? Okay? It needs to affect the team first. How does it affect the team? The consequences of that action, right? And in this case, the consequences were dire. We now lost a 4v3, right? You started that whole system off. The dominoes fall from you. Now, if you keep yourself alive in those scenarios, you control the round. You throw your life away, you have no control. Now it's up to your teammates to carry your round for you. I don't trust your teammates. Do you? How many times do you have good teammates?
Not many times.
Yeah,
And
you have a lot of bad
recently
teammates,
it
right?
was bad.
Yeah. By the way,
normally I don't lose because of teammates. It's sometimes because I do things like in this round, I whiff a guy and then this guy kills everyone and things like that because I made a bad decision.
yeah, so that would be a bad decision kind of example. This is also a bad decision what you're about to do here. Watch what you do to the KJ. You totally fuck your KJ here by throwing a smoke like that.
Yeah, my idea in that room
Hey,
was
man.
that if they see the smoke, they think that Killjoy was inside of the side, not playing close. But they will probably clean it anyway, so...
How's it going, Diesel? Good to see you. I think that's Diesel, right? Sedatori? I think that's your name in there. Yeah, so they throw the smoke. You throw the smoke, and now that gives them freedom to just check that corner, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Every Wednesday at 8 a.m. right now, I'm streaming. Diesel. Every Wednesday, 8 a.m. Eastern. So, yes, it is early, but that's it's a good time for you guys to come in and watch. Just want to be able to access more people, so I moved it from Thursday. I wouldn't ever do this, but like, what would make it even more deadly is if you did this, because then they're worried about swing out here, you being in the smoke, and here, as they're coming up.
Yeah.
Right? And they think, oh, it's a bad smoke. It's like, oh, we can move up into it, but then they might have to worry about so many different swing offs and stuff like that. Now KJ's set up, so it's like two meters forward on the throw versus where you threw it changes everything, right?
Yeah.
So the most common problem in 7 rounds right now has been smoke locations. Isn't that interesting? I feel like my movement's the issue. It's like, well, so far your way you're throwing smokes is a little bit questionable. So you're gonna try to trade this together?
Yeah, Rina asked me to hold with him
Yeah.
because as they were picking a lot, maybe we can get a kill. And I got a timing right there with the smoke.
I would have smoked here and then fought down with Reyna.
Yeah, that's why I said to him, but he said don't smoke, let's hold it together.
Ya van para
Yeah, hold it, but then afterwards, once you want to start moving down, throw the smoke on it. Smoke on the garage is whatever. At that point, we just want to fight up.
Tengo ulti,
It never ceases to amaze me that your rank just does not know how to use ults. Like, they've been holding onto it for so long now. We have 5 ults active, and now we're just gonna dump everything on the site.
Yeah.
There's no coordination. Most of the time, it's never used at all.
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
at least we win the round in that case.
Yeah, see, the thing is, you lost this round. That's the truth. You really lost
Yeah,
this round.
because we wasted 4 of ults of
Yeah.
the ults.
The other team's loving this. Yeah.
Yeah. Like the Killjoy ult was totally wasted.
Yeah. But I'll give you this. A lot of times these people will just hold on to it forever.
They will probably fake on C because they have info that kills play in C and they can buy.
Bronk, I think the biggest thing is what you need to tell your wife is as soon as you get your alt, I want you to think about how you're using it. Just use it in some way. Use it in some way. I'd rather you use it
Medio TP.
and lose it than not use it at all and lose it that way. Build into a new one rather than just losing it altogether. And that way you're going to end up learning when and if you should use it. Nice job. Movement looked good there.
Inside, backside now.
I liked what you did there. I thought that was really good. And you have a spot where you're secure to leave as well. So positioning was
Best coach
decent.
in the world.
What's that? What's going on here? Diesel, thank you so much for the $5, man. That's going straight to the wedding, man. We're getting married in June. June 28th. In Italy.
Up, up, up.
It's going straight to the wedding. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much.
10 de vida, Lomen, en garage.
I think you did a good job there, movement-wise. I think the fights are fine. One thing to think about, as soon as you get the second kill, you should already have in your mind, I'm trying to leave. The reason why I'm trying to leave is because it's 5v3. So I want to secure this numbers advantage. Okay? I think you overstay your welcome here a little bit longer. You're trying to like tap through the smoke and trying to look for a third one. Don't let greed drive your decision making. Right? Remember macro over micro, macro over micro. What does my team need? My team needs to maintain a 5.
On a note
Yeah.
when you told me.
Yeah. What does my team need? This is going to be the hardest lesson for you to learn. You got to get punished a lot more. This one for me was one of the last things I had to learn in my competitive career. And this is when I started winning things. I noticed that I was doing really good statistically, but I just wasn't winning tournaments. I'm like, you know what? Enough's enough. I want to win. And then my stats dropped like crazy, but I started winning, right? I wasn't getting frags like I used to, but I was winning. So I'm like, whatever makes me win at the end of the day. See, like, the stat person would sit here tapping through that smoke trying to get one more. And then it would look really nice. You got a 3-1 sort of thing, right? But the team player takes the 2, falls off, and then his team cleans up the rest, right? Because they end up coming into a spot that's like disadvantageous for them to fight, right? So it feels like it could be a double-edged sword. Like you're not making yourself look good
En garage.
by not taking these fights, but you're actually helping your team secure better fights and win rounds. Okay? So it's a tough lesson to learn, and it can sometimes feel unrewarding, but you're using the wrong reward system, if that's the case. This is why I say eliminate your stats, because, again, remember my story, 6 and 13, right?
Yeah.
6 critical frags that won us 6 rounds. Okay?
My friend that was immortal also told me that to remove the tracker because it fucked up my mental.
Wise person.
Nowadays not a lot, but
Anyway,
in the last year he used to play constantly with me, and he also told me.
Good catch,
that.
Karma. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, now you're hearing it from 2 people that have made it to high ranks. It's time to listen.
Yeah.
Okay? That's a little bit of a mistake here, but it's okay. You pulled your smoke out in front of the threat. They could have swung out from short,
Yeah.
Tan medio.
but it's alright. We'll see if it becomes a problem again. This is the first time I've seen you do it. Personally, I think that MIBR Verno has the best movement and combine it with great aim. And who do you think has the best aim? Aspas. No question. The guy has great gunfight IQ. He knows how to break down a fight and how to move ahead of time before the fight happens. He always puts himself in advantage. He's very, very clean with his principle. Like he visualizes steps ahead. He's kind of like a chess player. He visualizes steps ahead and how he wants to peak things. And that gives him great, consistent results. Sometimes he gets absolutely capped. Everyone does, right? We just saw our student here, for example. An Omen jumps up in the window and one taps him midair. Shit happens, right? But I would say that more often than not, our students going to see success against that Omen based on how he peaked it. That looked good. That's why I said I think you did the right thing there that one round. It was round 3, I believe it was, right? Like, you moved well
Yeah.
there, you positioned well there. I think you're going to see great success from that fight more often than not. All right. Every once in a while, you'll get some asshole flying through the air, one tapping you, and you're like, what the fuck went wrong? It's like, it is what it is. All right, just move on. All right. Always ask, how could I have made it better? I don't think you could have made it better in that situation. I think you did the best you could with what you had. All right. I would hydrate, but I am out of water. Oh, I got a little drip.
Yo creo que sí, 100% sí sale uno aquí.
I got a drip. I can save that drip.
Que te lo agradecer.
Two agents seems to be standard is the best way to learn someone by just playing.
Yo lo sé.
I think you just gotta apply it to ranked because you're not playing against the best opponents. I only use Swift plays to like practice raw skills. So for example, if I want to like call out number situations and stuff like that, I'll use Swift play for it. But when it comes to actually using your utility and stuff like that, you're not gonna get people are doing the right things.
Se ha colado.
Let me go back a bit because there's the mistake probably happened earlier than this.
Yeah, I put about the smoke and I had to smoke it because I left a gap. And probably should have put the above smoke that I told you or the one you told me.
You got caught off guard here as well, which is interesting. And the way that you responded was dropping into a crouch. This is a bad sign. This is what your friend is telling you about your movement. So your reaction here to getting caught off guard is shooting. It's a very common problem in your rank because a lot of times we think about, you know, I want to be a pro player. And maybe that's your goal or something like that. Or I want to look like the pro. I want to be as good as the pro. And these guys react so fast, right? So in our mind, in Platinum and Diamond, we think I got to be faster. I got to be faster. This is not the case. In fact, Radiant aimers are slower than Platinum and Diamond aimers. That means sometimes you're going to be able to diff them because you're going to do some crazy shit, and 1 out of 10 times you'll be able to beat them. The difference between them and you is that they take their time to make sure they guarantee the first shot hits. Okay?
Yeah.
When you get caught off guard, your reaction is to shoot without even thinking about aiming or anything like that. My reaction when I'm caught off guard is to move. Okay? I move and adjust. If someone swings me and I'm not ready for it, my movement is their counter to their first shot going accurate to my head. I'm trying to dodge their first bullet. That's the key. Okay? Anytime I'm caught, I dodge. Think of it that way. I dodge, I reposition myself. As I'm doing that, I'm aiming at them with my micro adjustment, and then I stand still and I shoot. Now I have the advantage. They have their spray pattern or their bullets or whatever they're doing, and they're missing shots. I'm able to now take the next shot. I know that they have knife out, different scenario, but regardless, your reaction here is more of what I'm focused on, not the scenario specific to the jet, right? So your reaction here was to shoot and then eventually drop into a crouch and commit, which is the worst case scenario. Because what happens is if you miss, your next response is, if I miss, I want to try to correct it by crouching. Not good. These are like recipes for disaster. This will derank you over and over and over again. Okay? So your big key here is to always remember when you're caught, you move. You're caught, you move, and then respond that way. And if you shot 2 bullets accurately, that's a win for me versus you spraying like a whole clip. I think you end up getting out at least 7 bullets here. Yeah, you got even more, right? You got a full 10 bullets out here on this crouch spray. You're lucky you didn't die. Right? So the way that you get better with that is through time and deathmatch. And a lot of times doing ghost DMs, like we suggested before, will help build that skill of I shoot, I move, I shoot, I move, I shoot, I move, I shoot, I move. If you're ever standing still in this game, it's a big disadvantage. You in Valorant want to be moving a lot, okay? A lot more than you probably think. Yeah. Whereas in Counter-Strike, a lot of times you need to like, you know, plant yourself and you're using a spray pattern and you can spray right across the map. In this game, it's movement dominates everything. You can be moving regularly and still be able to accurately shoot when you start doing this properly. Move, aim, stand still, shoot is really what you want to focus in on. Okay? Move, shoot, move, shoot, move, shoot, move, shoot. It's like 1 tap or maybe a 2 bullet burst at the range that you were shooting at there.
Partidas individuales.
Full mid.
Cuidado, ve.
Tiro humo.
No, it's an alternative when Vice doesn't work as well, so I'll probably just send
Once,
it.
okay.
Why don't you play Cypher? Cypher is a lot more easier in ranked. Zazra.
Once, okay.
What was I'm sorry. I have to go to work soon. Oh, you dinked him.
Yeah. But I hit 73.
So I'm gonna counter what I just said. It's gonna sound confusing, but there's a rule for this. Okay? The rule for this is that if I damage someone to like red or really low, then I can drop to a crouch to finish them. Okay? So crouching is actually a good thing in certain scenarios. For example, if a person knows where you are, if you start like gunfight from a crouch, you throw off the head level. Okay? If you're peeking into someone who knows where you are and you start that off by tapping the crouch, you throw off the head level. Right? If you damage someone very, very low and you decide to finish them off with a crouch, you end them fast enough. Right? And a lot of times they're aiming at your head level, they have to adjust downwards. That gives you the time to be able to hit them one more time in the body. Okay? So if you watch this fight back, you get that dink. Now, the thing is that the dink was through the wall, so you might not have a full, like, legitimate dink here. So you might have done, like, 54 damage. It's still enough that if you were to 3-bullet burst them in the body, I'm pretty sure you finish them off here. I could be wrong on my numbers. So crouching and then bursting into the body would be okay, I think. I could be wrong on my math. But this is where a crouch would have been fine. So you did 73. Yeah, you would have been fine. You would have been 100% fine there, right? So this is where crouching would be acceptable, right? This is why I always say don't just unbind your crouch, because there's scenarios when you need to be crouching in your gunfights. And if you practice masked protocol, a lot of times when you get into these stressful moments, you'll end up being able to correct or self-correct what you need to do without having to like go into a crouch fight right away or something like that. Okay?
Once, okay.
You know, we stream more often now. Just Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Sundays. I'm on. Iris the Dark Mage, thank you so much for the Prime sub, my friend. I appreciate you. That's going straight to the wedding. And I will be getting back to doing push-ups per subs very soon. It's gonna set up my camera. That's on my to-do list. I'll set up a nice little ground camera here, and then we'll do some push-ups.
Tranquilo.
Every time you guys give me a sub, I'll do some push-ups. Gotta get me jacked for my wedding, guys.
Venga, cómprame. Yeru, cómprame.
Remember one point someone gifted like 100 subs and I had to do 10 push-ups per sub. I had to do 1,000 push-ups. It was fucked.
Yeah.
Tengo que tocar un poco C.
Watch out for the push here. Woo, buddy. That is the point in time where they would push down and stay long on you. In a 9-3, they probably don't give a shit. They're just really just like swing everything because they're feeling themselves. I'd be very careful here.
Just tell me.
Oh, buddy. Tuck behind the wall and throw the smoke. Oh. Okay. I think you're going to be alright now. Especially with them pushed up on A.
Planto, planto, planto. Plante, plante, plante.
Cypher's close here. Gone out. Gone out.
El de A se fue. Cuidado por ahí.
Tranquilos, tranquilos.
Must be pushed out middle, yeah. Yeah. Okay. I think that was okay. There was a couple of moments where I'm like, ooh, probably shouldn't pull a smoke there or just be ready to shoot.
Yeah.
It's like a timing thing. You learn this over time, or you go into Valo plan. You just practice what, draw on the screen, see like when the timings are coming. I do this a lot with students a lot. You might have seen this in the previous VOD where I went here and then I will go Haven. We'll see how long it takes for someone who's running. This is the running speed. Click on this thing right here. Go like that. Go straight down. That's how fast it is, right? If we go from here,
Yeah.
peak angle is like right here. So 4 seconds. So if they're walking, which arguably could be double time, but it's not really. It's more like 6 seconds. By that point in time, it was 8 seconds. You could have been exposed on a fight, right? So you just need to be ready for the potential of it. This will come with more experience. Or practice.
Limpio C. esta
3
cara.
stream streak. Let's go, Amen. Love that. No. It's gonna be a no for me, dog. Why is it a no for me?
I shouldn't have pushed there because we are on a
5v4, right?
force. Yeah, and we have better weapons because we win the first round. So if I die, I just give them a free weapon.
You're just donating. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I'm glad that you said and didn't justify this by saying, well, Reyna's peeking, I'm trying to trade off with them. There's no trade here. You're in a smoke. If they're in the smoke with you, you're just dead. It's 1v1, right? There's zero trade here. You're blocked off. You threw the smoke yourself, right? So you can't ever say, oh, I'm going to trade off this Reyna. It's like, it's not even there. The fight's not there yet, right? Now maybe the fight's there, right?
I think I was just looking for kills and then I got that. Yeah, I remember now.
This right here
My idea was
is
to get kills.
this right here is Jake and the boys just waiting for you to do a random push like this. I love what I'm seeing here. We're fighting the fucking Avengers here. This is perfect. Perfect example of why you don't do this. Right? Perfect example of why you don't do this.
3 Golden.
No pushéis, chicos.
Hay 3. Tiene Spectre. 78 al Cypher. Estaban ahí también la Jet y el York.
They're all gonna try to die to the bomb. Good on them. Smart.
Yeah.
Dude, this is Diamond? Wow.
Yeah.
These guys know what they're
Well,
doing.
this was more like in the beginning of the seasons, and I was ascendant, so maybe these guys were a bit more rank. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I popped the tracker there, so only one of them was ascendant. I guess they were just better.
But even in Ascendant, I don't see this level of coordination. We're like, let's just die to the bomb. Smart.
Yeah.
Que se venga uno conmigo por corta, por favor.
Yeah, 9 to 5 in Diamond. Like, goddamn.
Pero pushearon dos, pushearon
What
dos,
server is this?
pushearon dos, pushearon dos.
Madrid
Tiene dos
on.
ahí, Yuru, dos,
Spain.
en ventana uno se tiró.
I'm telling you, man, Europeans are ahead of the curve, guys. Us Americans have to figure out our shit. Europeans know how to play fucking Valorant. Madrid.
Yuru,
He
tienes
said,
arma en mi cuerpo, una
Amen.
Phantom, ahí.
One on site. Haciendo jump pick.
¿Dónde estáis?
This is so hard.
No, me estoy abriendo yo, no os pongáis delante.
This is so hard. There's just so many angles. You're only 2 seconds away from a smoke, too. You could have waited a little bit longer. At least smoke off heaven, and then have a chance.
No, me estoy abriendo yo, no os pongáis delante mía, tío.
Solo queda un
No, Kale.
Like, you could say, like, oh, your movement's really bad. It's like, dude, like, if I was swinging out into, like, 40 different angles, my fucking movement would be bad. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
your timer's literally, like, your whole mistake here is 5 more seconds we wait, my smoke is up. Right? You just chill everyone out for a second. Then you throw the smoke on heaven. At the very least then, once this eye is thrown to the right-hand side, or a dog or prowler is thrown to the left-hand side, you at least clear angles that you don't have to worry about crosshair placing. You give yourself a chance, right?
Yeah.
So it's more util usage than it is even movement in this situation. We've had a couple examples where it's like, yeah, your mechanics and you're like how you dealt with being caught off guard is the problem. But I think like your smokes in this VOD in particular were really the problem more than anything.
Yeah.
And your awareness of your smokes, right? Okay, American one worlds. Yeah, but I've always said this. I've always felt that Europeans are more textbook than Americans ever. Like Americans just like I've always notoriously been like raw aim skill and like raw like talent. Like really talented players, but like coordination's always been rough.
No, acá arriba, están pusheando de mid, no acá arriba, espera. al Omen.
It's pretty funny though, like in Counter-Strike, the Americans always get wiped out. But in Valorant for some reason, the Americans are just winning.
Hay dos,
I don't know what it is.
doble en K.
Yeah, it happens in EU as well, though, Frail.
Aquí uno conmigo.
Right? What the fuck command is that?
Queda un enemigo.
Nice. Nice.
This was good. What you did here was good. You didn't go and overcook any of the swings. You just kept peeking in and out for information, all that good stuff. Like, that was good. The way that you played on that round was solid. Like what I saw there. So he doesn't get you stats, but like it guarantees you the round win. So I would model after round 16 what you did there. Once you got the number situations, you played it right. This guy's
The thing
gonna
about
swing.
This game is also that the game before I was like top frag, if I don't mistake.
But you lost it?
And the last game before this, I win it and I was MVP. And I was like destroying everyone with my aims. So in this game, I started more like I can pick everything. Then I got bad stats and I played a bit more safe, I think.
Yeah, see? That's recency bias again, right? That's recency bias. That's what's going on. Right? Why don't you use Valorant demo? Isn't it better? Because I can't hear their communication and I can't see what they're doing on the raw footage of their point of view. When you look at the demo, you're looking at the server side version of the game. So you're not getting like a good look into what they're seeing unless they have it recorded. So communication, and I don't see the raw footage of what they see on their screen. So it's a different version of the game. What do you think is the problem with this fight?
I would say that maybe it's too predictable that I'm there.
It's positioning. Yeah. You're standing in the on angle. This is a pre-fire angle. If I'm coming out and I'm clearing window, I'm looking directly at the spot. That's the problem. Okay? So I think that you had a great game, the pre-game, right? The prior game. But I think you did the exact same thing you did here. The difference is the quality of the opponent got better. That's what happened. And they started punishing you for mistakes that the other team was not punishing you for. That's what happened.
Yeah.
I don't think anything changed. I think what happened here is that you played a player that challenged you. And now you have to adapt and change. Okay? Your recency bias is the big problem, right? I want you to like think of all the times you've been successful in something. And when you have these moments where you're like, oh shit, you know, this moment is me. We can't judge the moment ever. Think of all the times you've been successful in the game, right? Think about all the clutches, all the shots you've hit, all the good you're still capable of. That's a big key. Here's the reason why we don't judge the moment. Okay? Let's say that I'm going to pull this over on the screen so you can see. Let's say that I have Leonardo da Vinci right over here. He's got a nice empty canvas. And he says, Chris, I got to go take a dump. But he puts one stroke on that canvas of paint, okay? Would you judge that piece of art then, or would you wait for the final product?
I will wait for the final product, I would say.
Right. Why would you wait? Because it's not done, right?
Yeah.
You're not done yet. This is why recency bias is BS, right? You make a small mistake, you judge yourself hard on that, but you're not done yet. Just like that piece of art, you are not done yet. Write that down. That's your mantra. I'm not done yet. All right? And then take that mistake that you've made and milk it for all its juicy goodness. What that means is there's a lot of good lessons to be learned in mistakes, right? There's something to be learned out of that mistake. Write it down. Let's take a look at it. Let's look back at our replay. What did we do different? Right? How do I make it better?
Y otro.
Hay otro.
Solo queda un jugador.
Yeah, me neither, Frail. Me neither. Oh, this is so winnable for you. I love these situations because there's zero stress. It's like any expectation. Ah, you assume. You assume safety. You assume safety. Takes half a second to swing this and clear it and then jump out. Half of a second. What's your rush? Right? You could have just moved to the left and cleared it real quick and then jump out. It's like there's literally like no difference. The only difference is you win the fight because he's out in the open, you kill him. Now it's a 1v2 situation,
Ciao, yeah.
right? What's your
Yeah.
rush? Don't rush it. Let's look back at the time. How much time do we have? We have a full minute, bro. Dude, I used to foam at the mouth for situations like this. You kidding me? That's the mental you gotta have here. Don't rush this thing. The goal in the game is to not get the bomb down as fast as possible. The goal in the game is to get the bomb down before the timer runs out. Okay? Look at Fnatic. They wear that timer all the way to the bottom before they plant it sometimes. Right? They're one of the most winningest teams of all time. Right? They've lost a lot of finals, but they've gotten second place a lot. You gotta give them credit. They've been consistent.
Yeah.
What are your top takeaways from this VOD? Consider your last round here. Top takeaways, top learnings. What do you got for me in your notes?
I got to remove the tracker, DM with Ghost, do the gaming block you told me with 30 minutes of warm up at max, 2 to 5 games, do training days instead of just doing 1 hour of training.
Yeah, don't wear
And
yourself up
then
before
women-
ranked. Don't wear yourself out before ranked. That's the big key. Sorry, go ahead.
Put the smokes to help people, like the one you told me with the killer at the beginning. Look at the minimap to help them too. Smoke the spike on 99% of times when there's a clutch. If I play the Marshal, to play it to hit damage, not to insta-kill. Separate the rankeds from the streams that I do.
behind you if you need it. Yeah,
Put the teams
separate.
first, macro versus micro.
Yep.
If I panic, don't crouch and spy, just move. Move and shoot. If I damage somebody a lot, like Dink, crouch to kill. Stay. 1 second. Wait a bit more to have less things to clean, as you told me on the round that we die on short, that I ruse.
Mm-hmm.
Never play typical positioning, like the random omen, that I was pretty typical. Like I stay on the most obvious positions and then I die. I wrote down also the I'm not done yet, and don't lose on a clutch.
Don't lose on a clutch. Is that what you just said?
Yeah, don't lose on the clutch because of the random that I jumped and I felt kill me. Like I have time to think and
Yeah.
to
Slow
clean
down.
things.
Slow down on the
There's
clutch.
no reason to me that go instantly to see and plant the bomb. That was the thing that I thought in that round.
The big key is a lot of times people rush the clutches because they're worried about, you know, what people are thinking and, like, you know, their team is depending on them and all that stuff. It's all bullshit. What the mentality actually is that you're in a losing situation and nothing that you do could be wrong, because you literally just make a play, and if it ends up going well for you, awesome. But you're in a losing scenario, so your chances of it being successful are very, very low. Okay?
Yeah.
Cool. I linked to you a Ghost DM that I've done, so you can kind of mimic after that and see what I'm doing. It's all move, aim, stand still, shoot. That's the focus, right? So I've also linked this in chat, guys, if you want to look at that as well. Ghost DM. This is an older video, but I use it for that. Am I doing another one? No, I have to go to work, unfortunately. But yeah, so in here I do just focusing on the Ghost DM. I'm just moving, aim, stand still, shoot. See that? Like, that's what you want. Like, move after every tap sort of thing. Right?
CC by November, right? CC by November is gonna be a new. It's gonna actually be red, but
I don't know, PhD. All I know is that you fucking struggled in my lobbies there.
but I do not struggle in you.
Just like that. That's what you want to mimic after.
Yeah.
And over time, it'll get better and better and better and faster. And then you can do the same thing with the Vandal, just so that you're feeling it with the Vandal as well, right? It's just like one bullet taps and moving back and forth, all that good stuff. Okay?
Okay.
Sound good, my friend?
Yeah, I have a question about my Sens because I play really slow Sens. Right now it's 1600 DPI with 0.062 on Valorant and one on Windows. It's pretty slow and sometimes
One on Windows. You're
like,
changing your Windows sensitivity?
yeah, because if not on the when I'm not playing, the mouse feels too fast.
If you're in raw, do you have raw input on? Because I think it overrules the Windows sensitivity. I don't think that changes anything.
I think I have the acceleration of the mouse.
Acceleration.
If I'm not, yeah, like the default
Acceleration is different.
Give me a second. I'm checking.
While you're doing that, I'm gonna probably rate us off to someone else, someone new. Let's see. There's this person. I don't know who this is. Marge, hey. Guys, thank you so much for being here. We're going to be live again on Sunday with some ranked and probably some more Gold Omen stuff. We're scheduled to see him at 1 p.m. East on Sunday. If you haven't already, take a look at Master Coaching. We're going to be doing some Master Coaching on Friday as well. If you want to get into the live ranked 5-mans, Master Coaching is the way to do that. It's $24.99. You can cancel it anytime. It's monthly. And great way to get into some live coaching. So definitely take a look at that. And great way to support me as well and get you some rank ups and some information to help you out. Appreciate you all for being here. Take care. Have a good one. We'll see you guys on Sunday.
I have the thing on Windows that is on Spanish is something like improve the precision of the